He is a telecom professional with a proven track record in customer experience, technical support, and service optimization. He currently serves as the Regional Technical Officer North at MTN Nigeria, where he plays a critical role in ensuring seamless after-sales technical support and driving data-driven improvements that enhance customer satisfaction for millions of subscribers. With over a decade of experience in the telecommunications industry, Usman has developed expertise in leveraging technology and analytics to solve complex operational challenges and improve service delivery. His innovative approach has earned him multiple recognitions, including the prestigious CCRO Customer Champion Award, highlighting his commitment to excellence and customer-centric solutions. Usman holds a bachelor's degree in human anatomy from the prestigious University of Ilorin and an MBA from Ahmadu Bello University, Zaria, equipping him with a unique blend of scientific rigor and business acumen. This combination enables him to bridge technical and strategic perspectives, making him a sought-after voice on topics related to customer management, operational efficiency, and leadership development. Beyond his professional achievements, Usman is passionate about personal growth and mental resilience. Please join me in welcoming Usman Yaya. Usman, over to you.
Thank you very much for the introduction, Oluwatosin. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to today's webinar. Today, we are diving into the topic Imposter Syndrome, what it is, why it happens, and how we rise above it. This session will help you understand the root of self-doubt and equip you with practical strategies to overcome it. Sylvia Plath said, and I quote, "The worst enemy to creativity is self-doubt." That's what we aim to tackle today. Now, let's start. What is imposter syndrome? Imposter syndrome is a persistent feeling of inadequacy despite evidence of success. Despite evidence of success. Imposter syndrome is a psychological pattern where individuals doubt their skills, talents, accomplishments, and have a persistent fear of being exposed as a fraud, despite evidence of their competence. People with imposter syndrome often attribute their success to luck or external factors rather than their own ability. It was first identified in 1978 by two researchers, Dr. Pauline Clance and Dr. Susan Imes. And they said the key sign of imposter syndrome includes doubting your accomplishments, attributing your success to luck, and fearing exposure as a fraud. Many high achievers experience this. So if you feel this way, you are not alone. Several people also feel the same way. Like I said earlier, the worst enemy to creativity is self-doubt, as said by Sylvia Plath. So let's do a quick check. Ask yourself this question. Get a pen, get a sheet. I have a 3 questions that I want you to ask yourself about. Do you downplay your achievements? Do you have the fear of being exposed as not good enough? Do you have experience that are not good enough? Apologies. I didn't know my video is not showing. I hope you guys can see me now. So let's get back into it. So as I said, quick self-check. I said you should get a sheet of paper and a pen. Write this down. Do I downplay my achievements? Do I fear being exposed as not good enough? Do I normally compare myself to others excessively? If your answer to these three questions is yes, then you most likely may be experiencing imposter feeling or imposter syndrome. This isn't a diagnosis, it's a common psychological pattern. You know, the irony of this? The irony of this is that people with imposter syndrome are often highly accomplished, impressive individuals. On the outside, there is no apparent reason for this set of people to feel like an imposter, and yet they still do. This is what makes it such a challenging psychological phenomenon that needs to be unpacked. Now, let's talk about the five type of imposter syndrome. According to Dr. Valerie Young research, she categorized imposters or the imposter feeling into five categories. So let's get into it. The first set of imposters are called the perfectionists. This type of imposter syndrome involves people believing that unless you are absolutely perfect, you could have done better. You feel like an imposter because you feel like you are a perfection because of your perfectionist traits, makes you believe that you are not as good as others might think you are. You start second guessing yourself. Another set of imposters are the experts. The experts feel like an imposter because they don't know everything there is to know about a particular subject or topic, or they haven't mastered every steps in a process. And because of this, they feel there is more for them to learn. They don't feel as if they have reached the rank of an expert. They see themselves as an imposter. Another set of people are the superheroes or the super persons. This type of imposter syndrome involves believing that you must be the hardest worker or reach the highest level of achievement possible. And if you don't, you see yourself as a fraud. I need to tell you today, you are not perfect. You are not an imposter. You are a work in progress. Another set of people are the soloists. This set of imposter is also possible to feel like an imposter if you are a soloist. If you have had to ask for help to reach a certain level or status, and since you couldn't get there on your own, you start questioning your competence or ability. You start seeing yourself as an imposter because you are so used to doing things by yourself, getting tasks done without needing help. Now, the last set of people are the ones called the natural genius. In this imposter syndrome type, you may feel like a fraud simply because you don't believe that you are naturally intelligent or competent. If you don't get something right the first time around, or it takes you longer to master a skill, you feel like an imposter. You are not an imposter, my friend. You are not an imposter. You just that the kind of person that you are is somebody that needs to do minimal to get things done. So when you now encounter a task that is giving you a sleepless night, that you feel you start second guessing yourself, you now start feeling as if you are not in the right place or you are not doing the right thing. I need to break it to you today that you are not an imposter. You are just feeling as if you are an imposter. So do a deep self-reflection. Look at these five type of imposters feeling that we have and see where you fall into and analyze and see if truly this resonates with you. If this resonates with you, that means we are working towards changing that mindset. Dr. Valerie Young said, and I quote, imposter syndrome isn't about low self-esteem, it's about inaccurate self-assessment. I've said this before. Imposter syndrome that you are feeling right now is not because your self-esteem is low. It's just you are not, you know, assessing yourself accurately. A very good example is, let me use an illustration of animal Olympics. You ask animals to swim. You ask all animals to swim. Of course, fish will feel like a genius. Elephants will feel as if he is stupid, as if he's not fit to be there. The same way, if you ask all animals to climb tree, Obviously, fish will look stupid because the environment the fish finds itself is challenging. It's not its natural environment. So it's possible for you to also feel this way, you know. So you need to start having that mindset shift towards this imposter feeling. Now, let's ask ourselves, why do we feel or why do we experience this imposter syndrome? There are several factors, you know, that makes us to feel like an imposter, which include high expectation, comparison culture, perfectionism, social pressure, underrepresentation, upbringing, which focus on results, and lack of feedback on mentorship. This creates an environment where self-doubt thrives. Now, let's break it down. You all remember back then when we are in school, when we are in secondary school, primary school, thereabout, we have situations where in a class of 30, you came second or you came third. You are happy, you've achieved exceptional, you've done well in school that session or that's term, and you can't wait to get home to show your dad your results, and only for you to get home with that result. And he said, the person that came first, the person asked, word, why can't you come first? Underplaying your achievements, you know, comparing you to somebody else. That alone will make you as a kid to start doubting your self-worth, to start doubting your ability, you know. And because of the high expectation that your dad has, you start feeling like an imposter. Then there is pressure. Instead of praising the little task you've been able to accomplish, they start downplaying it, saying that you are not good enough. Another very good example is underrepresentation in a field. I remember back then, even in movies, Nigerian home videos, when they want to play a nurse, you can never see them use a guy as a nurse. It's always a ladies nurse. So imagine you as a guy, you now find yourself in an environment where you are a nurse, a male nurse. You start feeling like an imposter. That's what underrepresentation in the field is all about. Because we have this mindset growing up that to be a nurse, you have to be a lady. Mind you, there is no gender that can't be a nurse. But because of underrepresentation, like I said, we start feeling like an imposter. So we need to start asking this question, start having that mindset shift. So let's talk about the impact of this imposter syndrome. It affects us in several ways. It affects us emotionally, professionally, socially, and personally. Now, when we say imposter syndrome affects us emotionally, what do I mean? You feeling like an imposter can create anxiety, fear, and self-doubt in you. And in a professional setting, if you start feeling like an imposter, you start missing opportunities. That job that you are supposed to apply for, if you didn't apply for it because of the job description, you read this job description and you feel, I won't be able to do this. I don't think I'm good enough. Then you miss that opportunity. A missed opportunity is a missed opportunity. So that's how imposter syndrome affects you professionally. Even in cases where people now still force you to apply for that job and you did well in the interview, you got the job. Because of that mindset that you already have, that you are an imposter, you don't feel like you can do this job. You start to overwork yourself. Before you know it, you start breaking down. There's burnout. Then you start having breakdown and so on. Then in your social life, when you feel like an imposter, you start isolating yourself and you are reluctant to seek for help. That's another way an imposter syndrome can impact on you. On your social life, you don't go to events, they ask you to come for company events, you are always behind your keyboard because you don't want to feel like an imposter. You don't even feel you are worthy enough to be in that setting. No, you need to start tackling that mindset. Now, imposter syndrome also affects us personally, our self-growth. It affects our self-confidence. You know, it inhibits your creativity. A very good example is, you see children that plays football 24/7. You know, amazing kids, good skill. But because of the kind of parents we have, they've given you that mindset that you are wasting away your life. Then you start second guessing yourself. You start losing those creativity. So let's start encouraging our kids. Thank God, parents of these days have started realizing that all those things they do goes a long way to impact on the children's self-confidence and can make them to feel like an imposter in the future. So when you see children, that does amazingly well in sports, encourage them. Don't kill that creativity in them. Don't hinder that self-confidence. And recognizing that this impact has a long way, you know, to do with how people feel like an imposter. It will help motivate change in people. As a matter of fact, research has shown that 70% of people who experience imposter feeling at some point, let me come again. Research shows that 70% of people experience imposter feelings at some point. It is common across gender and profession and is linked to anxiety, burnout, procrastination, and so on. So if you feel this way, you are not alone, like I said earlier. As a matter of fact, popular icons have also feel like an imposter at some point in their life. A very good example is about Einstein. About Einstein also has said it that he felt like an imposter at some point. The same thing with Maya Angelou. Maya Angelou too also mentioned the same thing. Same thing with Sheryl Sandberg, you know, who also said she felt like an imposter at some point. So if all these people, great people that have accomplished things in their life, also at some point feel like an imposter, then you should know that yes, you are not alone in this journey of self-discovery. Now, let's discuss the circle of imposter feeling.